As soon as it starts with, there we go. All right, so that's going to be an awkward start. All right, let's look at this warm-up problem. I'm asking you to find the mean, the median, the mode, right? Q1 and Q3. I skipped Q2 because you're going to find that when you find the median. And of course, I need you to find the standard deviation. So this is all like calculator work, okay? You can do them by hand, by the way. And I appreciate those of you who wrote them in order to look for these numbers and their mean, the Q1, Q2, and Q3 by doing it by hand. And there's nothing wrong with that. But the fact that you have these tools, I kind of want you to use them. It will make your life so much easier. And if you want to show your work, I'm telling you right now, just take a screenshot of the calculator or the screenshot of Google Sheets, and I'll give you the credit for that. Right? Those are valid in this case. And you won't find that in your other classes, right? In your IM1 to IM3 because, well, we're at a higher level now, right? I don't care about the hand calculations of it, right? We did all that already. And what I love to use now is the technology that you have access to do these problems. So I'm going to start off first with doing it on the TI calculator, right? On the TI calculator, turn it on. And to find like something like the standard deviation, right, it will actually help you find the rest of it as well. So let's go ahead and take a look here. To find the standard deviation, we need to plug in all these numbers into our calculator. So remember, to plug in the numbers into the calculator, it follows the same steps. Step one is to go to Stat, press Edit, and we're going to edit the numbers that are in here. So like if there are already numbers in here, by the way, you got to make sure you know how to clear it. And to clear it, you just go and press the up arrow up to L1 and press Clear and press Enter, and it clears out all the numbers in there. So I have all these numbers I need to type in. They're just like, there we go. So I can see all of them. So let's go ahead and let's go there, and then let's go ahead and move that so I can see all these numbers. So I'm going to type all these numbers in here. So I have here 70, right? 72, 71, 67, 71, 68, 69. Boom, right? 70, 72, 73, 67, and 68. So 12 numbers typed in, and it stops on the 12th element, which is perfect, right? Because I knew that there was 12 numbers there. So if you're doing this on the TI calculator, right? Let's start off this off again with the, I'll write out the list here. So if you're doing it using the TI calculator, right? Step one, right? You click on the button that says Stats, and then you go into Edit, right? You go into that button right there. Step two, type in the numbers, right? Type in numbers. And then step three, right? You hit second and then go to mode. And mode is a button, right? Second mode. And that button has a little blue writing on top of it that says quit. Right? I believe it says quit. Let me double check. Quit right there in blue. Right? So I hit second mode, and that gets me back to the home screen. Right? That's where you do all your calculations. Okay? And then from there, we're going to go ahead and hit Stat again. Right? But this time when you hit Stat again, I'm not going to go to Edit this time. I'm going to go to Calc. So just to the right. I'm looking for Calc. And I'm going to underline that twice to show that that's a tab. All right, so that's over to the right there. I'm going to look for 1var stats. 1var stats. Again, that's just an option there. So that's the first one right there. I go ahead and press Enter and make sure that my numbers are in L1, which they are. And I go down to Calculate. And that's it. Calculate. And then what I have written here are a bunch of numbers, right? I have my mean. Do you guys see the mean? Right? The mean is right there at 69.83 repeating, right? 69.83 repeating. Let me give myself some space here. So let's move this guy down here, right? And draw this arrow over to here like that. So I have my mean, right? It tells me that the mean is 69.83. I'm gonna write that down. X bar is the mean of this sample. If it was a population, I would use mu, right? But it's a sample. So X bar is equal to 69 point, grow up, knock me. 69.83 repeating. Not only does it have the mean, right? but it also has the standard deviation. The standard deviation is in there as well. S, right? There's two standard deviations. One of them is with an S and one of them with an O with a line. Remember, the O with the line is for a population. So if this said population, I'd go with the O with the line, right? Sigma. But since it is a sample, I go with the S, and my sample standard deviation is 2.0375. 2.0375. And if you really wanted to, you could just keep it as 2.04 or 2.038. Any of those were acceptable. I just went a little bit further there. So that's my standard deviation. I got that done. I got my mean done. Now I got to find out is the median, Q1, Q3, and the mode. On the TI calculator, what's nice is you can just scroll down. Do you see the little arrow right there? If you scroll down, there's actually more information that it does for you. And when I scroll down, look at that, guys. You see right there? I didn't have to do any numbers in order. I just had to type it in there, and it's telling me Q1 is 68. Q2, which is the median, which is Q2, they're telling me that it's equal to 70. And Q3 is equal to 71.5. That's it. There's my Q1, Q2, and Q3. So I have my Q1, my Q2, which is my median, and my Q3, which is there. So that's all done and good. Last one up is the mode. Last one up is the mode. Last one up is the mode. And I don't have a symbol for the mode. We just write out mode. And mode is the one that shows up the most. So what shows up the most right here? So let's take a look. 70 shows up twice. So that's a good chance that that's the mode. Is there anything else that shows up twice or more? 71 shows up twice as well. And that can happen, by the way. If more than one number shows up the exact same amount, you can have more than one mode, right? You have more than one mode. Let's see here. Anything else that shows up twice? Oh, shoot. A lot of them show up twice. 67 shows up twice, right? How about 68? Does that show up twice? Does anything show up more than twice? Good job, Knockme. You found a bunch of numbers that showed up exactly twice. 72 showed up twice, and that's pretty much it, right? I think 72 showed up twice. Nothing shows up more than twice, but there's a good amount of them that show up twice. Good job, Knockme. So how many modes are there? There's a lot of modes, guys. There's a lot of modes. So 67 is considered a mode. 68 is considered a mode. 70 is considered a mode. 71 and 72. Can you have that many modes? Yes, you can. If there's more than one and they repeat the same amount, they're all considered modes. Now, if I added one more number in here and I added the number 70 in there, then the mode would just be 70, even though the other ones repeat twice, right? Because the 70 would repeat 3 times. So you're looking for the one that repeats the most. And all of these repeat the most. They all repeat twice. Dang, Knockme. I thought you would have did a better job with this data, but apparently I did not. But yeah, that's okay. That happens. That happens. This is a rare one. It has 5 modes. Strange, but it does. That's okay. And that's how you find the mode. You're just looking for things that repeat themselves. Now, the TI calculator doesn't do that for you, sadly. The TI calculator does not do that for you. You could learn the coding for it, but it's actually, I tried looking it up. It's a little bit more difficult. There's a little bit more stuff you have to do, and I don't think it's worth it. So that's all the steps for the TI, right? That's all the steps for the TI. So I'm going to make this over here a little bit smaller so I could fit this stuff over here. So I'm going to make that a little bit smaller. I'm just going to move you over here a little bit. So the other option that you have, right? The other option that you have is on Sheets. The other option that you have is on Sheets. And I want to show you the steps on Sheets, right? So open up Sheets first of all. And again, if you don't want to do Sheets, you don't have to write this down. I just like showing it to you because, again, I think it's neat to have different tools to do these types of problems. So I'm opening up Google Sheets right now. All I did was go to Google, I typed in Sheets, and then clicked on it, and it brings me to here. I'm just going to open up a new blank one, right? New blank one, and it's the Sheets right here. And I'm going to go ahead and type in these values into my list. And you can type it in anywhere, but I like typing it into A1, right? I'm like typing in A1. So it's going to be here 70, 72, 71, 67, 71, 68, 69, 70, 72, 73, 67, and 68. That's the 12th number, and it happens to stop right on the 12th cell, so I know that I typed in all 12 numbers in there. Hopefully I typed them all in correctly. So how do you get all your data? How do you find all your stuff once you type in your data into Google Sheets? They're all functions in here, right? And you could actually go to, was it insert? Or was it data? Yeah, you can go to data, I believe, right? Was it data? No, I already forgot where it goes. You guys remember? Was it insert? Insert image in cell. No, here, yeah, it's insert. Oh my God, knock me. So you can go to insert, and then you go to function, and then you can look for different functions, like math functions. There's like a crap ton, and you can look for the one that you want. Like for example, man, there's so many here. I don't want any of these. Wait, it's under stats. I want the stats one. Knock me, wake up. So I want things like the average, for example. So you can go in here and go to function, go to statistical, and then look for average. And I'm looking for the average. I can click on that. And then it's going to ask me, what do you want the average of? I want the average of these guys. And if you do it this way, it's kind of neat. You can actually just click and drag. Or if you know the code, you can type it in A1 colon all the way down to A12. So the way average works is where's the number starts, colon, where does the number end? I just dragged it and it showed it right there. And the answer was 69.83. And as immature as I am, I still want to keep giggling at that. But yeah, that's the average. And on here, you don't need to do this, but you can show it like, oh, the mean is right here, right? And then the next one I want to do is the median, right? And can you find the median on here? You could try it just by, instead of going to insert and looking for the function that says median, because there's just so many columns there, you could try hitting equals and then start typing out the word that you want. So in this case, well, I didn't spell median right. You didn't see that. Median is M-E, not M-I. Median, right? And look, it's right there. It pops up immediately. M-E, I'm looking for the median value. Perfect. Where do you want your median value? I want these values right here. And again, you can click to drag, or you can just type in A1 to A12. Boom. I got my median right there as 70. Right? And the last one I wanted was the mode, right? And I hope this one has the mode option. And it does. I type in equal and I type in mode. Boom, right there. I'm going to go ahead and highlight these guys. This one is going to be an issue. It doesn't give you the multiple modes because we know that there's more than just one. So this is a flaw for this one right here. It stops at only 70, but there's clearly more than one mode, right? It's not just 70, right, guys? It should have been 70, 71, 68, and all those other ones. So there's a flaw for this one right here. There is a flaw for this one. So just a heads up, okay? So be careful with using Google Sheets to find the mode. So that's how you find mean, median, and mode on there. How do you find the standard deviation? Do you guys remember what the command was? I don't. You know what I can do? Yeah, I don't remember it. Oh wait, are you guys just saying no to something else? 68. This was from like 6 minutes ago. Sorry, I should have looked over sooner. But yeah, if you don't remember it, you can just type in equals, right? And then start typing in what you want. I want the standard deviation. And look, I don't even have to type out the whole word. STD is what we're caring about here, right? Standard deviation. But which one do you want? Just remember, standard deviation .p is for the population. Standard deviation .s is for the sample. And that's the one you want for this one, just because in the notes, it tells you that this is a sample, right? It tells you that it's a sample. So I'm looking for STD for the .s for the sample. And I want it from A1 all the way down to A15, okay? And that's the standard deviation right there. That's the standard deviation of 2.0375, which is what we got on the TI calculator, right? Same thing. Same thing. Last one up is the Q1 and the Q3. So again, if you want to use Google Sheets, it's not that bad. It's just a lot of equations that you kind of have to know how to use them. If you want to use your TI calculator, it's not that bad either because you just type it in and let it rip, right? Let it go. So Q1, right? I'm going to type it in. For Q, it's a little bit different. You can't just type in Q by itself. But if you do type in Q by itself, do you see this right here? We have it right here. It's quartile. But this is the part that's a little tricky. We use this one right here. Quartile.exe. Good job, dog. You're not barking. I appreciate that. Here, take a treat. Good girl. Yeah, that's a scary noise. They're moving the trash can down. Good girl. I'm sorry that I have to treat my dog right now in the middle of this lecture, but if I don't, she starts going crazy and gets nervous. Go find it. Good. And that's going to be on the recording. Have I shown you guys my dog? It's not actually my dog. It's my girlfriend's dog, but technically my dog too. You want to come over here? You want to say hi to the class? I think I showed you guys her before. Let me see the dog. Let me see the dog. Here we go. So hopefully my camera doesn't cut out because I'm moving the wires. Good, 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 good. There you go. Let me see if I actually have it so you guys can see her. There she is. Yeah, say hi. Yum. She doesn't like people, like strangers around. So when they're moving trash cans like that, she gets nervous. That's okay. See, it's fine. They're done. They move the trash can back. You can go back to sleep. You can. You can go back to sleep. Yeah. Oh, Isabella's saying you're the bestest girl. She's so fluffy. She is very fluffy. She's a big old fluff ball. Aren't you? Yes, you are. Oh, okay. I got to put the camera back and get her some more treats. Hold on a second. They're moving more trash cans. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. You're such a good girl. All right, go find it. Go find it. Okay. So cute. Precious. Oh, right. Yeah. Such an adorable dog. She is. Yes, you are. Okay, you want more treats still? You're scared? Okay, go find it. Go. Come on. All right. All right. Okay. I've always wanted to know what are those drawings on the whiteboard. They're different memes. Demaya, at the beginning of the school year, back in August and September, me and my girlfriend would actually draw different memes, and we changed them throughout the days, like twice a week. And a couple students in my calc class found out and would see it, but most of my other classes weren't actually making comments, so we wouldn't know if you guys were seeing it or not. So we kind of like stopped. The last meme we have is the I do one push-up meme, right? Like, how'd you get so big like that, right? Every time a student asks, will this be on the test? I do one push-up. But yeah, that's that. I haven't got a new meme up in a while, but that's all. It's always back there. But anyways, what were we doing? I got so distracted. Oh yeah, we were finding Q1, quartile 1, right? Quartile.exe, that's this one right here. And this is the crazy part about quartiles on this one, and it's a little weird. You have to tell it not only where the numbers are, which is A1 to A15, but then you have to add a comma. And the thing about quartiles is there's like 3 of them. There's Q1, Q2, and Q3. And the way you denote so it tells you the correct one is you have to tell it, comma, which one it is. So I would type in the number 1 for the first quartile, right? And then if I wanted Q3, I type in that same code, right? Equals quartile, and again, it's quartile with EXC. And again, it's the same numbers from A1 to A15, but it's going to be, instead of comma 1, it'll be comma 3 for the third quartile that I want. For the third quartile that I want is 71.75. Why is that different from what I got? Hello? I got 71.5. They're getting 71.75. Something's going a little bit screwy on here, and I don't know what it is. But yeah, I don't know. I might have messed up somewhere on where I keyed in the numbers. But I'm going to go with the calculator one of 71.5. Something went wrong somewhere here. I don't know what it is, but oh well. Anyways, that's that, guys. So that's how you do it on the Google Sheets, right? If you want to do it using Google Sheets. Google Sheets is pretty awesome for some of them if you don't remember what buttons to push, because you could literally just type in equals and then start typing out the letters of the word or the thing that you're trying to find, right? Like literally you could just start typing out standard deviation and it pops up after I type in ST. The only hard part is remembering you need the .s or the .p, right? So if you're doing it that way. But yeah, I spent way too much time on this warm-up. I blame the dog. Wasn't my fault. Blame the dog. All right. What's the calculator app for iPhone? It's called, shoot. I think it was either Taculator, right? Or Calculate 84 was another one that some people were saying. Help me out here, guys, in the chat. If anyone was using it on their iPhone, do you guys know which one was the free one? I think Taculator was one of them. TACulator or Taculator or TICulator could be another one. Calculate 84 was another one as well. The only problem is some of them charge money for the one variable statistics thing. Isabella, are you on your Chromebook right now? Are you on your Chromebook or are you on a? Yeah, you're on a Chromebook. There's an app that you can download for your Chromebook that looks exactly like this calculator right here. If you want, let me put the link in there for you. So if you want this on your on your Chromebook, you can install it on your Chromebook for free for this school year. Let me give you that. So that's that right there. Don't look at my desktop. I have too many games there. So let's go ahead. Let me give you that link real quick. And for those of you who don't have it yet, this would be the perfect link for you. You can download it onto your Chromebook. Let me go ahead and give that link right there. It only works though if you have a your school Chromebook, so you can install it onto your Chromebook. And once you install it, I think on the bottom left, you click on the menu there for your apps, and then you can find it through there. It's called the TI-84 Plus CE. I think it's like Color Edition. I think that's what it stands for. And this app will work until July of next year, I believe. Should be. After that, it's going to cost $10 a year to use, and I don't suggest you pay it because it's just such a ripoff. It should be free. Darn. Calculator company. All right. Anyways, you feeling better, doggo? Moping around. You okay? Yeah, you're okay. Okay, yeah. Go to sleep. Okay. All right. It's cheaper than the actual calculator, but it's a subscription cost, Michael. You have to pay it every year. Pay it every year. Like, it's one of those things like they're just ripping you off. If you pay for it once, you should be able to have it, right? I guess. I don't know. Because I agree some things should be subscription because it changes and it updates along the way, but it shouldn't sound so mean, but like the TI software itself, it hasn't like been updated at all for the past 2 decades. That calculator does the same thing that it did like 20 years ago. It's just now it's on your computer. And other people have coded it for free. I'm using a free one. If you have a Windows computer, you can look up this guy called Wabbit Emu. A team actually programmed this so that it emulates it for free, and you never have to pay a dime. And that's how I know that like TI companies is just trying to rip people. Well, not they're trying to make money. Not me. They're just trying to make money for their company. But at the same time, like they should set it for free for students who are trying to just learn. But anyways. All right, let's come back over here. Let's actually go back and practice drawing your box and whiskers plot, right? This is what we learned last week. To do your box and whiskers, you need to find 5 numbers. You need to find Q1, Q2, and Q3, and that's what we just did with your warm-up. And then just one additional piece, which is to find the minimum entry and the maximum entry, and then you can draw it out. And if you're going to draw it by hand, just make sure the number that you have on the axes are to scale, right? Make sure they're all the same. You see how this one goes from 31 to 104, and this is a long line here? I would prefer that rather than someone who gave me something like this. And this happens all the time, by the way. This happens all the time. They'll tell me that, oh, Q3 was equal to 31, right? But the max number was equal to 104. But yet at the same time, Q2 is equal to 18. You know how insane this drives me, right? The distance from 18 to 31 looks like it's right here. I'm like, okay, that's fair. If that's going to be the case, though, from 31 to 104, they shouldn't be the same length. Does that make sense? And that would drive me insane whenever I see that on a test problem, because it's just like, I know you're like, knock me, it's just not drawn to scale. Draw it to scale, right? Draw it to scale. Because what that's the same as saying is like, if you are ever presenting data and you don't do things to scale, it kind of undersells the importance of like the data that's being shown, right? You're not seeing how much of an outlier that 104 is. You're kind of just like, oh, that number is 104. And if you're, I know you guys don't like talking about politics, and I shouldn't be talking about politics, but if you watch like political news, they'll do crap like this. They'll show data on a bar graph not to scale, and they'll say like, oh, look, they're very, very close, or they're not that far apart. But it's just not to scale, right? So you'll see it like, I think the biggest one that I saw back when Obama was still president, You know how he did Obamacare and he was trying to get like, you know, healthcare for everybody, you know, which should not have been a, you know, a bad thing, but a lot of people were saying it was bad. But I mean, why is that bad to get healthcare for everyone? Anyways, I'm getting besides the point. They showed a graph of like, look, not that many people are signing up for it, but the numbers were in like the millions, but their bar graph was not to scale. So you would see like, look, the difference is only like this much. So it bothers me is what I'm saying is if you don't draw these things to scale for me, right? If you're going to say like from here to here is this far, from 18 to 31 is this far, then from here to 104 should be relatively far, not, like compared to what you're looking at for your other data. Okay, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. All right. What were we doing today? Yeah. So instead of doing it by hand and risk doing this mistake, let me give you a website that you can use to create your box and whiskers for me. Right? You can do it that way, and you can screenshot that data right there. And then all I really care about is you interpreting it. It's a little bit better. So let me open up my list of websites real quick so I can get you the website that will make your bar graph for you. And I promise you, it's actually a lot easier than doing it by hand. But sometimes doing it by hand is easier than typing it into this website. So give me 1 second. I should have had these links ready, but I didn't because I don't know what happened. But you know, it's okay, Nakmi. It's okay. Everything's gonna be okay. All right, let me get this link real quick. Where is my box and whisker plot going to be? It's going to be on this site. Okay, one categorical. It's this one right here, right? Yeah, that's the one I want. So let me give you the link for this one right here. No, that's not the right one. One quantitative. There we go. So here's the link. We've used this site before, right? I'm going to put it in here for you guys to bookmark, okay? So for the box and whisker, right? Bod and whisker, box and whisker, Narkin, box and whisker, right? For the box and whisker, I'm going to give you this link right here, right? Were you guys able to load it? Okay, hopefully you were. If you click it, open, it should give you to it should get you to this site right here, and it's going to ask you for the variable name, and then you type in your data right to here. And what you can do is usually in your homework, it's like a PDF or it's on the Kami page. And this is why I love Kami so much, by the way. Let me show you why I love Kami so much. Let's get out of here. Where are you? Where's my, do I not have you open? I don't have you open. Let me go over here real quick. I'm all over the place today, guys. All right, so let's go over here. So let's say you're doing your notes right now in 2.5, right? And we wanted to calculate the box and whisker plot for the utri number 1, which is this one right here for the utri number 1. Oh, dang it. I put it in as a picture, so this might not actually work because the image doesn't work that way. But for your homework, I know it's going to work. But for this one, it's not going to work too well because I did not, I put it in as a image instead of a typing thing. So it might not work. It might not work. Let's see if it works. Let's see if it works. So for the first utri, that's this one up here. Can I highlight these numbers? Dang, I can't. I lied. I'm sorry. For the I'll do one, it works. So you see this right here? I can highlight these numbers. You see that? If you highlight them on Kami and you press Control-C or right-click, you can literally copy the numbers that are the numbers that are there. So I'm going to copy that, right? You go to this site and you just paste it. Boom. Once you paste it in there, you just hit begin analysis. And this is the coolest thing ever, right? We use this for the dot plot. You remember that, right? It makes the dot plot for you. But check this out. You can also go to box plot. And box plot is their box and whisker. You see it? Box and whisker. And this line is technically supposed to go all the way to this 104. But I love this thing because that 59 is technically the cutoff for where your outliers are. So that's clearly an outlier. And I would draw this whisker all the way out to that 104. And it looks very close to what we drew by hand, right? It looks very close to what we drew by hand. You see that? And that's it. You would just type it into that website and you can go ahead and get your box and whiskers just by typing in the data. And not only that, though, the website itself gives you everything you need. It gives you the mean, gives you the standard deviation, just like our warm-up today, gives you the min, the max, Q1, Q2, and Q3. It just doesn't tell you your mode or your median. I'm sorry, I lied. Median's right there. It doesn't tell you your mode, right? But that's okay. That's okay. So that's that one right there. And if you need to edit, you could just click edit and you can go in there and retype some other stuff. Or if you need to reset it and type in new data, you can. So you just hit reset and all the data will be lost. That's fine. And let's do this one for the UTry number 1. You see these numbers right here in gray? Let's go ahead and type in these numbers into that website. So if you guys could with me, right? I gave you the link right there in the chat. If you could with me, click on that chat on that link and let's type in these numbers together. Okay, let's type in these numbers together. So let's go over to the site. I'm going to make that smaller so I can see these numbers, and I'm going to type them in. What the? No. Stay on there. Stay on here. Move you as a whole. There you go. And scroll that up so I can see those numbers. And we just type in the numbers. And you don't have to press enter, by the way. You just have to hit space. It says separated by commas or spaces. So you could use commas. You could just use spaces. I'm going to use spaces to space them out. So 13, 9, 18, 15, 14, 21, 7, 10, 11, 25, 18, 37, 16, and 17. Do you see all I did where was just press the space bar as I typed in the number, right? Sadly, I didn't make it so you can copy and paste them, but for your homework, I guarantee you, for your homework, you will be able to copy and paste them. So just copy and paste them into the site, and you can find all this info just by, again, your homework is literally just practicing this, right, on these sites. So type them all in, right, using spaces right there. In your homework, it should be separated by spaces as well. Just hit begin analysis, and it automatically goes to the dot plot. Just click the little tray icon here, and I want to go to box plot. And there's my box plot. And I have an outlier of 37 all the way out here. So once you do that, you need to then screenshot this. So if you're on your Chromebook, you got to screenshot it. If you're on your Windows computer, you got to screenshot it. If you're on your MacBook, you got to screenshot it and paste it into your notes, or save it into your drive and paste it into the Kami notes. If you forgot how to screenshot, let me give you that shortcut in a second here, but let me screenshot it myself. I do the screen clipping where I select where I want to screenshot, like so. And then I go into my notes and I simply just paste it into my notes. On Kami, it's a little bit different. You gotta save it onto your drive and then paste it from your drive. But there it is right there. I'm gonna make that a little bit smaller, right? And put that right here. There you go. And that's how I get this graph in there. And if you need, let me give you the picture, the screenshot of how to take a screenshot on your computer, just in case you forgot. Right? To take a screenshot on your Chromebook, you need to hold Control, Shift, and then press this button right here. It's the box with the little lines on it. Right? That'll help you to take the screenshot like how I just did it. If you're using your Windows computer, it's the Windows key, Shift, and then S. And then I forgot what it was for your Mac because I don't know why I have like a bias towards Macs, but let me Google it for you. I think if you are using a MacBook, I don't think anyone in here is using a MacBook, but if you have a Mac, right, how to screen clip on a Mac, you need to press, apparently you need to press Command, Shift, Command, and 4. Shift, Command, and 4. So there's a command button on Macs, and then you hit Shift, and then you hit the number 4, apparently. And that will help you screen clip, by the way. Anyways, if you don't want to do all this right now, you can just screen clip my screen right now and just screen clip this right here. So I'll leave this open right here. Can you take a screenshot of that and then put that into your notes? That is the box and whisker for UTry number 1, for the UTry number 1, okay? For the UTry number 1. So go ahead and get that in there for me. And then you're good. You should be good with that one right there, and you have your box and whiskers for your notes. Let me know, by the way, if you still need it. I'm going to go ahead and get off the screen if you haven't taken the screenshot yet. Yeah. So yeah, go ahead and get there, and I'm going to go ahead and move on. This one is the UTry. You're supposed to do it with UTry number 2. Don't bother. It's just like last time. There's 119 numbers there, and I'm just gonna, I'm so sad. I should have had this so you could copy and paste it, so it would have been cool to see. You can get all 119 numbers done quickly if you can copy and paste this. But sadly, I didn't set it up so you could copy and paste it, so that's my fault on that one. Okay, so that's by the way, that's how you make your box and whiskers for these guys. Okay, that's for your box and whiskers. You guys okay with that? Hopefully. Yes, no, maybe so. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Meh. Box and whiskers. Not too bad, right? All you need are 5 numbers. Q1, Q2, Q3, the min and the max, and that's all you need to make your box and whisker. Awesome. Jasmine's got the thumb up in there. I like that. That's awesome. I don't know how to type that. I'm assuming on your phone? I don't actually know how to do emojis on your computer. Do I have that option? I don't think I have that option. Oh, well. Oh, have you guys seen this, though? I forgot to play with this with you guys. Check this out. Check this out. Have you got? They finally added this, so it's like it's finally like Zoom. I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but look. Oh, I'm in the clouds. Ooh, yeah. Or at the beach. At the beach, right? Relaxing at the beach. Interesting. Yeah, they have all these backgrounds here. I don't think I can. I don't think they have it where you can make your own background yet, like they do in Zoom. But it looks so like weird. my tree is breaking through. My cherry blossom tree in the background is coming through sometime. Oh. Do you not register my hand correctly? Fireworks. All these neat things. What is this? Yeah. Hand disconnected. This doesn't want to read my hand. Or my shirt if I do like weird stuff. All right, anyways. Knock me getting distracted again. Let's go. Oh, I'm sorry. All right. I was supposed to finish with these notes today, but instead I am probably not going to be able to finish it because I took too long playing with random things. All right, let's go continue with your notes. So like I said, we're going to skip on this you try because that's just like too much to do it. But you could do it by hand, by the way, because we do have the answers here. We have Q1, Q2, and Q3. And you can find out that the minimum for this one is 15 and the maximum for this one is 89. So doing this one by hand might actually be easier once you have the values to draw it out. Just make sure if you do it by hand that you do it based off of these 5 numbers here, right? The min, the max, Q1, Q2, and Q3. Okay. All right. Let's talk about this one right here. Remember, quartiles, right, covers things into quarters, like 25%, 50%, 75%. You can also do things called percentiles, and percentiles is based off of percent, which is like 100%. So it's just straight up like if you're in the 97th percentile, you're doing better than 97% of your class, right? That's all percentile is. Let's see here. Look at this example. Suppose Romero earns an 86 out of 100 on his Unit 2 statistics test. Should he be satisfied or disappointed? He might be happy if he received the highest test score. Maybe his teacher will curve the grades so the Romero's grade what? The grade so that Romero's grade becomes an A, something Mr. Rodriguez, this is Mr. Rodriguez's class, has never done before and never plans to. That's college life. Ooh, that sounds tough, Mr. Rodriguez. But if Romero's 86 falls below the average in the class, he may not be so happy. This section focuses on describing location of an individual within a whole distribution. In Romero's case, the whole class. Have you guys ever heard the term, have you ever heard the phrase destroying the curve or wrecking the curve, right? When someone destroys the curve, or if a class does really well, it ruins the curve. And someone who gets an 86, it might not be a B anymore if everyone got an average of 95. Does that make sense? If everyone got a score of 95 and this guy got a score of 86, he might not get a B if you get a curve. And that's why curves are dangerous. If the test was actually easy and you go in there and curve it, then everyone who got like a B will end up getting like a C or a D, depending on how well everyone does. So curves are a little bit risky, right? Curves are a little bit risky. But, it doesn't mean that you just kind of ignore them. But take a look here. Let's say I was looking at my class, right? Here's the score of Here are all the scores in my class from their Unit 2 exam from last year. Let's go ahead and do a stem and leaf plot displaying the distribution of the test and see how well did Romero do compared to everyone else. Do you guys remember how to do a stem and leaf plot? Right? If not, let's review that real quick. So the stem and leaf, right? I like to do it, Lewis, thanks for being honest. I like to do it in not in order first and then put them in order afterwards, right? So the lowest score I see here, by the way, it looks like is a 67, right? So I don't think I see anything lower than that. So I'm gonna actually start this off at 5. So I'm gonna go 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and no one got a perfect 100, right? So I'm gonna go right here and write like so. So did anyone get any scores of 50 on here, right? No scores of 50, right? So there's none there. Are there any scores of 60s? I see a 67. I'm gonna write that one down. Are there any other 60s that you see here? I don't see any other 60s, so that's okay. And it's okay if you miss them because you can go back and you just add them on and then we'll order it later, right? We'll put them in order later. So that's the 60s. Let's go to 70s here. Let's go ahead and actually, you know what? We can just go straight from left to right. So why am I doing it that way when I could just go from left to right? Right? That's the beauty of the stem and leaf. So 79, I can write that down right here. 79, 81, 80, 77, 73, 83, 74, 93. I'm going to pause here for a second. Are you guys okay with what I'm doing here? Does it make sense on what I'm doing? 79 was this number right here. 81 was this number right here. 80, 77, 73, 83, 74, 93, and 78. I haven't written that one down yet. 78. Yeah? So I'm going through there. I'm just writing these numbers as I go along the way. So 78, 80, 75, 67, 73, 77, 83, 86, 90, 79, 85, 89, 84, 82, 77, and 72. There's all my numbers, right? Put into the stem and leaf, and they're not in order. So what I need to do is put them in order, right? So I don't really need the 5. I don't really need the 10, right? I just need the 6 and the 9. So I'm gonna go from there: 6, 7, 8, 9, and I'm gonna write these out in order. So was there 2 people who got a 67? No, there wasn't. I accidentally wrote that one twice. So yeah, 67, right? And then let's do the 70s in order here. The smallest 70s I see are the 73s, and there's 2 of them. So 73, 73, right? There's one person with a 74, right? No 75s, no 76s, but there are 77s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 77s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 178 and 2 79s. Right? For the 80s, I have 2 of them that are 80s. I have one that's 81. I have another one that's 82. I have 2 that are 83. One that's 84. One that's 85. One that's 86. That's an 8, knock me. One that's 86. No 87s, but there is one 89 right there. And then for the 90s, I have a 90 and I have a 93. So the one that we're focusing on, right, is Romero's score. And Romero has a score of 86, and his 86 is right here. His 86 is right here. How did he do compared to the rest of his class? And that's what I kind of want you to see. Do you think he did really well, or do you think he did poorly? And you can kind of look at this and kind of judge, right? Look at Romero's score, his score of 86. He did better than a lot more of his classmates, right? In fact, you could say that he's in the top 4, right? The only people who got a better score was the 93, the 90, and the 89. So Michael actually did a better job than the majority of his class, than like a big percentage of his class. And that's what percentage is, by the way. Percentiles is how far away or how much better you're doing than the rest of the percent of the class, right? That's a poor worded, but yeah. One way to describe Romero's location in the whole class distribution of test scores is to tell what percentage of the students in the class earned scores that were below Romero's score. That is, we can calculate Romero's percentile. So if you guys have ever taken the SATs, right, and you got a percentile score, they said, hey, you have a percentile score of 87. That means you did better than 87% of the people who took that test, right? If you got a percentile score of 60%, that's not bad. That means you did better than 60% of the people who took that test. The really impressive ones that everyone like wants to brag are usually when they're in the top 90th percentile. So if they say something like, oh, I scored 98th percentile, that means you did better than 98% of the people who took the test. And usually people who score like 90th percentile is pretty good. Oh, is that so? Are you scoring in the top 98 percentile, Doggo? You came over here and whimpered? I hear it too. I hear it too. Relax, relax. You're fine. Go find it. Okay. So, as I was saying, right? Looking at percentiles, you can actually determine if you're doing better or worse compared to everyone else. Don't whimper. Come here. Come on. You're fine. There you go. Here. Okay. Relax. Okay. So with that being said, right? Take me for all my treats. Go find it. All right. So as I was saying, right, the p percentile of a distribution is the value with p% of its observations less than it. Using the SEM plot, we see that Romero's 86 places him fourth from the top of the class. Fourth from the top of the class. What percentile of the class would he be placed in? So how many students are in this class, right? How many test scores do we have? Let's count our sample size right here of this class. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 students, right? There are 24 students. If Romero is the fourth student in the top score, how many people are below him? How many people are below him? I have him as the fourth one. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many people are below him? Can you guys count these numbers for me? How many numbers are here below Romero? How many numbers are there? 20. That's right, Akarwin. That's right. And if you don't know how I got that, you could just count them. You could just count them. But yeah, there are 20 there out of a total of 24. So guess what Romero's percentile is? Romero's percentile is 20 out of the total 24 students. And you just plug into a calculator. What's his percentile? Plug that in. 20 divided by 24. Romero's percentile is 83%. 83.3%. That means that Romero did better than 83% of his class, which is a pretty good deal, right? Which is pretty good. And that's how you calculate that. Okay? So doing that, we can find the percentiles for these students right here. For Reina, for, how do you say that name? Ayo? I think it's Ayo. Sophia and Hannah, right? So Reina scored a value of 72. Let's go look at Reina's score on here. Where's 72 at? Wait, there's no 72 up there. Did I miss it? Knock me. Did you miss 72? I messed up, didn't I? This is a 72 and I put the 2 here on the 8. Whoops, that should have been here. Oh, knock me. Knock me, knock me, knock me. So that 82 should not be there. Oh, guys, I'm sorry. That should be should be a 72. Starting this off, I'm going to scoot that over and put a 2 in there. I'm sorry, guys. I missed the 2. There's an 82, though. There is? There is an 82. So I didn't mess up there. Did I just forget that last number? So I put that 82 back. Oh, God. Was there actually 25 numbers and I just miscounted? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Yo, knock me. What the heck is going on with you? Let me count that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Yo, what? I counted 24 up there, but I counted 25 below. I just messed up my data. Whatever. Let's just keep it at 24 just to make our... Look, Miguel. Look. I got nothing. I got nothing. Let's just move on. Pretend that didn't happen. All right. So, anyways, let's go back over here. Yo, let's say the third time. Look, Brenda. Look. Just look. Just look. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. It's okay. We'll be okay. So there's 24 words, 73 characters. So there should be 24 numbers. Did I miscount? So it is out of 24. All right, we'll just leave it at that. We'll just leave it out of 24. Okay? Knocky never makes a mistake. This was all done on purpose, Michael, just to see if you guys are paying attention. Right? And it's a good job. You guys are paying attention. Even though I pointed out my own mistakes. But, let's just move on from there. So let's take a look at Raina's score of 72. All right, let's take a look at Raina's score of 72. Raina scored a 72 right here. She's doing better than one person. She's doing better than one person. So Raina's percentile is 1 out of 24. And again, you just plug that into your calculator. 1 out of 24, which gives me a percentage of 0.416, which is basically 4.16%. She did better than 4.16%. It's okay, Demaya. Mistakes happen, I guess, and it's a learning tool for us. So let's go here. Ayo scored a 93, which is right here. Top score in the class. That means that out of 24, there's 23 people below Ayo. So there's 23 out of 24. What's Ayo's percentile? That's all I got to do is type in 23 out of 24. It's 95.83%. 95.83%. Okay. So how do you calculate percentiles? You look at their location, right? Based off where they're at, and divide by how many total there are, right? So you look at how many there are below them. So for Ayo's sense, if there's 24 numbers and Ayo's right here, there's 23 below him, I divide by that. Just like I did it for Romero's 86. If he was the 4th position out of 24, that means he did better than 20 other people. That's how we got the 20 out of the 24, okay? Can you guys get the last two for me? Because I keep making mistakes, apparently. Can you guys get the last two for me? Sophie got an 80. Are there two 80s there? Now, that's an interesting question. If Sophie got an 80, which 80 do you pick? Do you pick this 80 or do you pick this 80? Which one would you go with? Do you count this 80 as someone she did better than? Or do you count starting from the 79 if you're looking at percentiles? If Sophie got an 80, do you count that other 80 as a score that Sophie did better than? And you're right, you would go with 79, right? Because you don't compare it to the other 80 because you didn't do better than that person who got an 80. You got the same score as them. So for Sophia, you would count for everything below the 80. So you go here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So for the score of 80, this person is ranked 13, did better than 13 people out of 24. And again, you just plug that into your calculator, 13 out of 24. And if you got a different number, I counted 13, but again, I made a mistake. So if you counted something else, you could write that number instead if I made a mistake here. But this is going to come out to be 51.16 repeating, 51.16 repeating percent. So she did better than 51% of the class, right? Sophia did better than 51% of the class, so did better than half of the class. And then last one is 73 for Hannah. 73 is right here. And again, there's two 73s. You only focus on what Hannah did better than, and Hannah did better than the 72 and the 67, which would be 2 out of the 24. And I plug that into my calculator, and I get 0.83. So that's about 8.3%. And that's how you calculate percentiles, okay? Percentiles. What percentile would the median be? And if you remember, the median is exactly in the middle, which means then the percentile for the middle score would be 50%. Just keep that in mind, right? That's all how this all connects with each other. And yeah, anyways, I took too long going over this stuff, and I did not make it to the Z-score, so I did not finish your lecture for today. Man, how sidetracked I must have gotten today. But we're going to go ahead and call it there for today, and we'll try to finish this next week. I do not see you guys next week on Monday, just a heads up. Next week we have Wednesday off, so Monday is your even schedule. So no advisory on Monday at 8 o'clock. Instead, you're going to go straight to your second period on Monday, and then your fourth, and then your sixth, and Tuesday, Thursday does not change. I'll see you guys on those days just like regular, but we do not have a Monday class next week. So I'll see you guys next week on Tuesday, just like normal, but not on Monday. So with that being said, I'm going to call it here. Have a good rest of your day, guys. Have a good weekend, okay? Stay out of trouble, stay out of jail, and don't get pregnant, guys, all right? I'll see you guys next week on Tuesday, all right? Have a good one. So long. Bye, guys. Farewell.